All right, try this again. I don't know how loud this is, so I don't know if there's a way on the microphone to turn it up a little bit more. Let me see if I can. I got this as far as it'll go. I'll kick it up to there. See if that'll make it louder. On sensitivity, I'll move it up one. So, I'm new to this camera. I finally bought a camera so I can do a full video, and the video I did all this, I have to edit it, and yeah, I'm setting editing on video. But I'll do is do a quick rundown. If I ever get the video edited, I'll post it. Okay, so it's the 1999 to 2000 Mustang GT hood scoop, which is, I still have to paint it. It's right here. There's the hood scoop, and I'll talk about everything I did to modify this to make it fit the car. You got to do a little bit of trimming on this, and of course the weather strip I put on is coming off, so I have to get that put back on. I had planned on having this all mounted up, and kids, yeah, okay. Anyway, so yeah, it's a 1999 Mustang GT hood scoop. All right, so I'll get to that. What I did to this, make it fit. Okay, so first things first. There on my 88, and I don't know if all the cars have this, there is a metal piece up here. On this part here that's cut out, there's actually a piece of metal that runs across there that sits inside here. That's below the fiberglass, and that's the metal right there. All right, so I've already got this mounted, and it fits perfectly, so I know these will work. The measurements work. So, because no one wants to cut off. Mine was just go for it and see what happens. Look, and yeah, I got lucky. Okay, so I don't know if I can zoom in a little on this part or not. Let me see if I can zoom in. All right, so I'm measuring from the bottom of the metal here. There's a lip right there. You see, I'm not measuring by the hood itself. I'm measuring by the edge of this lip where it sits. There's the metal. I came up from the edge of this lip right here, not the trunk, to the lip where the metal hooks into, 1/2 inches up. On that, 1/2 inches up to here. And I drilled a hole at that one, 1 inch in, and 1/2 inches up. 1/2 inches in, 1/2 inches up, and 1 inch in, and on the top, it tapers in. I went to, I think, 3/4 inch there, and 3/4 inch there, because I just drilled a hole there, drilled a hole there, drilled a hole there. I drilled 4 holes. That gives me a stopping and starting point. The critical one is make sure you come up 1/2 inches from the edge of this lip to up here, 1/2 inches up, because that'll give you enough. I can still get my bolts for the hood right here in front of this lip of the actual trunk. That way, because I don't want you want to end up drilling inside this, because the other 2 holes are right here and right here, right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. So all the holes are visible, and I can get to them on the hood scoop. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6. Sorry, 6 bolts that go in it to hold this thing down. Okay, so 1/2 inches up to here, 1 inch in, and then I come up here 3/4 inch in. So, and that's just how it seems to work out on that. And drilled, and then I used, instead of using a cutoff wheel, which I could have used, I used, let me grab this thing, where it's at in here. Oh, here it is. Use my Rockwell. It's the one that vibrates. And again, we can see it. It just vibrates, and it doesn't throw a bunch of dust. And on top of it, I did have everything covered up with a plastic garbage bag before I did any of this stuff. You also, like I said, on the side windows over on the cars. Let me back out again now. Back out. On the Pontiac Fieros, you got your side windows on the 88s. They're plastic, and you don't want to be throwing sparks at those things because you'll damage them. So I figured I might as well use my tool here, my Rockwell, and I use that round disc there to cut everything, even that sheet metal. cut the fiberglass hole out and the sheet metal. Okay, so I was able to use that. I cut the fiberglass first, then came back in, second cut, and cut the metal out. So that gives me that. Get this stuff out of the way. Set that down there. Set this out of the way too. Okay, so get this out of the way. I'm trying to get everything out of the way here. Now what I did is I made a template. Used a sheet of cardboard. Let me close this down. Oh, I'm going to get the light out of the way here. Bring this down. Alright, so now you can see the hole in the top of my hood. So, and what I did is I made a template out of cardboard of this, of the plate, and you'll see that it fits, the holes fit right in there. Let me get this lined up. Anyway, I use that. Once I cut that, it's an exact fit for this. Let me get this out of the way again. All right. So, I made a cardboard template of this, and I took my hood scoop out into the yard in the grass, pushed down on it, and that pushed the pins. There's 6 pins, the 6 threaded pins that are in that. Pushed that through the cardboard. Took a black marker, went around the hood scoop, and left my holes behind. So then I was able to take and bring and cut this out. Wasn't too worried about the tab, but I was able to get the shape. Bring this in here, and then get it centered, measure it side to side. I'll let you do the measurements on that, on where you're at. So, and that allowed me to take and find out where my holes were. Then I taped this thing down. You can see my tape on there. Taped it and took my drill and drilled all through the holes. So I know the holes line up with the thing, and I also was able to make sure it was nice and square, nice and centered. On the back of the hood scoop, there is one piece you have to take off. There's right here is this plastic piece sticks up. I cut that off. I don't need it. And then I also use that same tool I used to cut this out. Is you will notice that you can take this off if you want. I basically lined it up with the edge here. See if we can get it down, we can see it. I'll come in here. I lined it up with, god dang it, I'm trying to keep catching the cords. The edge, there's an edge right there. And I just used the honeycomb itself to cut a straight line all the way down to the other side. Because let me grab the piece where I put it at. That figures. You have to cut off a section. I thought I had everything. I guess I don't have that. Where did I put that at? Come on, really? Because the GT Mustang hoods, oh here it is. I had to cut this piece off. It sits like, it basically was like this. So, because the Mustang hood actually has a dip in it, so this had to be removed. Cut that off. And then I drilled all the holes. You can remove this completely if you want, get it out of there completely. But I drilled a hole so that it would breathe. But I still wanted this thing to be hidden like that, so nothing get in there. You know. So okay, so that's that. So I've got the hole cut. I got the holes drilled. I had this taken in place. Got that drilled. And then I went. Let me set that down there really carefully. And bought weather stripping. Let me bring this stuff here, show what it is. Because I would figure I might as well put, there is weather stripping on there. I bought this stuff here, Auto brand. I got it at Lowe's. And it's basically, let me grab these two pieces here. It comes attached like this. It comes like that, but it's actually one piece. And I just basically, once I cut it, I was able to tear it completely apart. And I was able to just take and that right there, stick that down, and now you can see I've got the seal all the way around this thing. So now I want to take and stick this on here. Oh, I forgot to mention, on the Mustang, these front tabs here, I'd use a heat gun to push that, heated it up and push those down just a little bit, because they sit at a pretty steep angle. So, alright. And I would really like to clean that off again before I stick that back on. And once I stick it back on, it's staying off on the car. Get all this cleaned up right here. And I said, I did have it painted black, but I went to do a second coat and it crinkled on me. I was like, dadgummit. So I decided, well, I'm just going to strip it down again, put it on the car, tape it off, and paint it again with a lacquer paint. That way it doesn't buckle or peel. Okay, so now I'm going to get this lined up. It's in there. I got to push in on these two here just a little bit. There's that. That's in now. Alright, let's get this out of the way. So, once I pull that down, I got the bolts for it. Now, on this one here, it's a metric 4.07 is what the nuts are. A metric 4.07. So now, let me did I latch it? No, I did not latch it. So, you can see there's the hood scoop now. It's underneath there. I got that painted black underneath it. I may come back after I get done here and just touch the fiberglass black also. But, alright, let's see what happens when I bolt this thing down. So, I went ahead and got, it's called fender washers. They're a little bit bigger than a basic washer. Got some fender washers. And I need to, let's see if I can find some place to set these where I don't lose them all. Alright, this fender washer. Then a lock washer. I almost thought about using nylocks, but I was worried that it might twist off those pins that are on the hood scoop. Alright, there's that. And now I need a nut. This one you can drop. Luckily I got extras of everything. I bought 12 just to be safe. But I knew I tended to be dropsy, to drop these things. Alright, and they're pretty small. Alright, so let's get this on. Oh, come here,